G'day, where's Wally here? Today I thought I'd look at the old cold moon light experiment. I hear Greater Sapien is going to do this, so I hope I can beat him to the result and get all that shill money and funding and grants that flow from doing that. My literature review was very poor, however. I did find DMarbles Laboratories have submitted a video on this subject, so let's have a look at the highlights.
On my little carpet from inside the van. So here, let's just shoot one side. Okay, so that's the far side. We got 16 degrees on that side. Okay, now we're gonna do this other side here. Alright, around 14, 15, 19, kind of dancing around here.
Okay, so a whole lot of what not to do then. My method will use an Arduino ESP8266 programmed to read 4 DS18B20 semiconductors. These devices are accurate to 0.1 of a degree Celsius. I made a device that reads all 4 sensors every 10 seconds. It then displays the 4 temperatures and a timestamp on an OLED display, and that same data is written to a CSV file to be imported into a spreadsheet for analysis. The proof of concept step I did by placing the whole test rig and a GoPro on the ground in the shade at midday and allowing the sun to sweep across the sensor array just like the moonlight will do. I analysed the data as follows. I can see the temperature rising as soon as the direct sunlight hits the sensor. The graph shows all 4 temperatures, and it is obvious that there is a time lag as the sensors are heated in turn. Then I plotted the difference between a channel and the average of all 4 channels. That shows up nicely the heating differences and the time lags. This is exactly what I expected to see as the sun warms across the sensor array. Now I have the method and the gear verified. Let's test with the moon. So I set it up at midnight, as it is one day past the full moon, but this moon was a very long way north, lunatic moon that it is. I set the device in the shadow of my house and allowed the moonlight to sweep across the sensor array. I then dragged the whole setup back into the shadow to repeat again, and I dragged back a 3rd time and allowed the moon to sweep across the array for a 3rd time. Right, well, I think that experiment's finished, and now just to validate this a bit, what I'm going to do is put my finger on this one here, and we should be able to see an increase. Yep, it's going up to 20. And then I'll go along to the far one as well. 16. 22. So that validates that it is actually measuring. Don't think we saw any coldness though. Now when looking at the data this time, I cannot see a clear change in the 4 temperatures at all. There is a variation as the night was cooling. Looking at the difference between a channel and the average of all 4 channels, I do not see any time deviations or time lags. So it would seem that the moonlight has absolutely no temperature altering effect on an object at all. Pity. Oh well, no more shill money for me.